Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin.
Lord, thunder and Jesus, it's Canada Day. How's it going, everybody?
Blame Canada, blame Canada.
For all the hockey hallamagoo and that bitch Anne Murray, too. It's hilarious calling her a bitch. She was got to be one of the nicest people ever. You know?
I don't know who she is.
She's a singer from Days Gone By.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually met the guy who introduced Gene McClellan, who wrote the tunes, to Anne Murray, who sung them. And that guy, he owned a bar in the Maritimes. He had the Anne Murray gold records on his wall because it was actually him that made it happen. That's pretty cool. Yeah. I remember I walked into his office. He's like this 70-year-old little short guy that owned a couple of bars. Well, I was talking to him about doing a thing. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, you got gold records on your wall, dude? And he goes, oh, those are Anne Murray's. And he told me the story. I was like, wow.
They were black records, and did I just spray them gold?
Yeah. He gave them the full trump.
Oh, dear.
All right. So, yeah, it sounds to me like that big, beautiful bitch bastard of a bill is like storming along here. So Republicans are selling their nation out. We're not covering that tonight. We got some other shit, you know.
Yeah. I saw an awful lot of Democrats, saying, we're going to be against this, we're going to be against that. They had a whole fucking day of it yesterday in the Senate trying to make amendments, and it all just like whatever. Yeah, don't care. We're just going through.
Yeah, I saw a thing. A report done up by a Canadian news dude, and he talked to some professionals and stuff. And the consensus is on the track they're on right now at about 2035, maybe 2040, America's going to hit that 100%, 75% debt level compared to, earnings and growth and so on. And that's when the lending community pretty much looks at you and goes, you're fucked. That's what happened to Greece.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
you're going to see America in the porn kings. They can take you to a porn shop. How much for this country? Not a lot.
The man selling out the entire nation right now to pad his pockets with back deals and business stuff and so on. And it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all these younger folk that are kissing his ass like Hegseth and whatnot, are they not smart enough to realize that they're the ones that are going to be left with the aftermath? Because the old man's going to die. Like, I mean, Trump, look at him. It's not like he's going to live to be 103.
I don't know what well, they could clone him and turn him into a cyborg as well, can't they? Same as Biden.
He could golf without cheating then.
No, I don't know about
that. Okay, let me get everything ready here, and we'll get a recording in. I got that ready. Okay. Got my little button ready. I think I'm almost ready. With that many readies, I got to be somewhere close, right?
Mm. Hey, Matt in the chat says it's his birth month. now, we're not going to have this for a whole month, are we? Guess what, Matt? I can beat you. This is my birth year.
Yeah. If it's on the 28th or something, you can't start now. Come on. Oh, it's funny. Okay, 1 second here. Let me.
Let me blow out my vocal cords.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Oh, had to cough up the Ozzy Osbourne so I could get to the full Bono.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, yep, all the buttons are working. This should work. All right, I think we're pretty much ready here. Okay, here we go. What do I hit again? Right, okay.
Record.
Yeah, oh, it didn't happen. What? What's going on? Now it's not changing. It wouldn't go to that for me. It's really weird. Okay, let me just see. I hope this isn't a problem again. So coming up, we got more on the feud between Musk and Trump and how it could seriously hurt both Musk and Tesla. And the Scottish MPs are calling for a strange avian summit. Hit subscribe and we'll get this started. So shares in Tesla sank early Tuesday after President Trump started threatening to go after Musk's federal subsidies. And this becomes a really big deal, more than just the subsidies. So, let's go over this. A few months ago, Musk and Trump had their big blow up and it was all ugly on social media. And it was like school kids. It's embarrassing is what it is. So Musk himself has been on the attack over the big, beautiful bill, which looks like it's really, really happening, and promising to start a new political party to oppose the bill's supporters if it passes. It's getting real ugly here. So late Monday night, Trump threatened to use perhaps his most powerful leverage over the former first buddy. And what would that be? Oh, he's got a little message that came out. Let me get it up for you here. Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far. And without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, electric cars, and our country would save a fortune. Now, that's what Trump said. So you can see how ugly it's getting, right? Shares of Tesla fell over a good 5%. That alone wiped $7 billion off Musk's personal worth.
And this is and it's been falling. It's been falling all the time. So this is the extra fall.
Exactly. It's down 12% since early June. So if 5%, $7 billion, Musk is really losing here. But the biggest Wall Street supporters say the fear of a fallout is a real deal. And now they're talking a lot about the federal subsidies. So just to look at it in a real quick way, you can get a little payment from the government because you bought an electric car. That's not what's being talked about here. I think those should go because the car companies can just raise the price knowing that the government's going to pay $8,000 of it for you. But there's also subsidies that Musk gets being an electric car maker, but even bigger than that. And if we go back to this tweet, you'll say Elon knew way before he strongly endorsed me that I was against the EV mandate. This is Trump speaking, right? It's ridiculous, and but it's always been a major part of the campaign. And the thing here is Trump is playing it out like Tesla will just lose the subsidies they get as a manufacturer. But it's so much bigger than that, because what it's really about is Trump is taking away the penalty for companies not reaching the CAFE requirements, which is the emissions for your whole fleet. So what GM and Chrysler and Dodge and them do is they buy these CAFE credits from Tesla because they don't make emissions to offset their emissions so that everybody's still legal. Well, Trump is going to take away the penalties. And so no company has a reason to buy the credits from Tesla. Tesla's profit in 2024 was 40% based on those CAFE credit purchases. This is the real deal that Musk is totally pissed about.
So Trump has accidentally done a good thing.
Yeah, in a way, right? But those financial penalties are something those companies should pay for putting out too many polluting vehicles. I agree with it. I always thought the idea of buying credits off somebody who doesn't make polluting vehicles was just defeating the whole purpose in the first place. So I like the way this is going, but this is going to take a huge chunk out of Tesla's worth on the stock market. Lots of people will lose some money off it. Tesla will lose big. Musk will lose huge. The fallout is going to be insane. And in the background, you got a lot of people that are seriously pissed that Musk is about to cost them a lot of money in their shareholdings in Tesla. It's ugly all over.
Ugly is ugly. Remember when Elon Musk, he challenged Jeff Bezos to a boxing match? Mm-hmm. That never happened. Musk, hey, do this with Trump now. Come on, challenge it. Put him up. Put him up.
Yeah, Marco Rubio would come in to move Trump's arm for him.
No, he'd be waiting to hear from instructions from Steve Miller.
It's funny. So where are you going today?
Yes, we're off to the gold desk.
Oh my Lord, do you mean the...
That's right, everybody. Your favorite subject. We're off to Scotland, where politicians are calling for a nationwide summit on seagulls, warning that the increasingly aggressive behavior of the birds could soon result in a fatality.
He's having a go at the birds.
Yeah, during a debate in Holyrood, not Hollywood, that's Holyrood, former Scottish Conservative leader Douglas Ross told Parliament that Scotland is facing a growing problem with nuisance gulls. Gulls, not girls. And action is now urgent. Ross said the issue is frequently mocked. Yes, we're doing it right now. Yeah. But insisted this is no joke. People risk losing their lives, he warned, noting that some constituents are afraid to leave their homes due to repeated gull attacks. Fellow Conservative MSP Rachel Hamilton, representing Ettrick, Roxburgh and Berwickshire, said the birds are scaring, attacking and traumatizing people. She described 7 children being attacked in a single month in Eyemouth, including one young girl left with a scalp wounds and blood streaming down her face. Yeah. Well,
wow.
Yeah, these are nasty little bastards. Hamilton called on the government to hold a Scotland-wide seagull summit, criticising the current plan for smaller meeting in the north of Scotland as insufficient. Aggressive seagull behaviour continues to cause real concern amongst businesses, tourists and locals along the harbour. She accused the Scottish government of inaction, saying absolutely nothing was being done to address the growing public safety concern. I'm still waiting for them to mention fatalities in amongst all of this. Yeah. I was taken off by a seagull. Yeah.
In Canada, we get upset about stuff like this if it's bears. So,
Well, I mean, I don't know why they're not having a Scottish-wide summit on Scottish people, because they're pretty aggressive.
you're not wrong there.
The aggressive behaviour of your common Glaswegian, the scaring the locals. Well, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll keep an eye on the summit for you, and we'll bring you live streaming from the summit when it happens, because that can't miss that one.
Seagulls flying out from kilts. It'll be crazy.
Yeah, I wonder how many seagulls are going to be there at the summit.
They'd be using cabers to take them down, man. It'll be like some kind of weird fight. Oh, if you're new here, hit subscribe, because we'd sure appreciate it if you did.
Yes, and if you've been killed by a seagull, leave a comment in the comment section below.
I got better. I don't get the whole thing. Everybody seems to be, you're not allowed to mess with seagulls and stuff. And yet everywhere you go near the sea, people bitch about seagulls. If there's that many, then why don't we just kill a few?
What is he throw Alka-Seltzer at them and they blow up over the sea?
Yeah. Turn it into like a bingo game, and you lay out this thing in the field, and then you feed the gulls Alka-Seltzer, and wherever they happen to drop, you go, I got that one, I'll
tell you what they should do in Scotland or across all the coastal areas: ban fish and chip shops. Yeah. And then that will get rid of the seagull problem. Well, that's all they're after.
And the population, but yeah, they're protected. Why in hell would seagulls be protected?
Mafia.
To eat them?
No, they pay good money to the mafia.
Oh, I see. They pay their protection money.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, MDAO, baking soda and watch them go. Exactly. Oh, I remember being like 13, 14 years old or whatever, and hearing the Alka-Seltzer and baking soda thing and whatnot. And one of the dudes in our little clique had to try it. Boom. Okay, let me get number 2 set up here. Where am I? Okay, yep, there we go. All right. Okay, gotta move that one. I got one of those big desk pad, mouse pad things now. I thought it'd be a little nicer, because after a while you get that little, kind of worn spot, And at first I was like, oh, this is great. But now I can't just break up some weed in front of my keyboard and roll it. And every time I have a cigarette, there's a few ashes falling on it. And I really don't think this is going to last for long.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a good idea for me.
You should cut up into little squares and then stick a pad onto your hand.
Yeah.
So you just get a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I just need a Band-Aid that has a little piece of mouse pad on the outside, right? That would have been a better spend of money. Although I got this for free.
Wow, that's a good spend of money.
Yeah. Somebody didn't take care of it and it was a little dirty. And I said, well, I'll take 5 minutes and clean it. And I did. And it looks brand new. Well, it did until I lit a cigarette. Oh, well. Okay.
Yeah. Take it back. Say it's dirty again.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see here. I got this ready. So, what? Okay. I got it. Really? Okay. You got one hell of a story for this round. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. 1 sec. Sip of water. Coffee doesn't clear you,
Oh, I'm enjoying ice cold cider. Oh, God.
Yeah. Good. I thought about getting something, but I think I'm just leaving it. I'm going to have myself a very sober week. I could use it. Okay, here we go. So UK intelligence has come out with a report that shows how bad AWOL is in the Russian military. And spoiler alert, it's bad. Plus, U.S. missionaries were caught trying to send bottles of Bibles and K-pop music into North Korea. Hit subscribe and we'll get this started. So big report from the UK intelligence agencies, not sure which one, but I don't think it really matters. The number of criminal cases brought in Russia against service personnel for going AWOL, absence without leave, if you're unsure, contradicts the official narrative by Russia by a huge margin. UK Defense Intelligence cited data released by the Russian media outlet, whoever, that indicates that Russian courts have received 20,538 cases of service personnel going AWOL, deserting, or refusing to carry out orders. Most of the cases, which cover a period from 22 to 25, relate to absence without leave, which in Russia is punishable by up to about 10 years in prison. More than 86% of the cases have been prosecuted. Here's a quote. There are a range of factors that can lead to a soldier deserting. Brutal discipline in the Russian armed forces, poor medical treatment for injured soldiers, and inadequate military training all likely contribute to Russian service personnel going AWOL at such an alarming rate. UK Defense Intelligence notes that a Russian soldier who has enlisted for service under contract can be sent to the front line within 14 days of signing the contract, and they undergo 5 days of military training. And we were laughing at the North Koreans. Jesus.
Yeah. Some days they get to even use a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Not with bullets, though. They're expensive, right? It's a realistic possibility that those prosecuted can commute their sentence, though, right away, just by turning around and serving in the Russian Storm Z convict assault units. It's a right nightmare, but it's a good one because, as far as I'm concerned, Orkistan can go and blow goats. But so, in a previous update, UK intelligence noted that the conflict between Israel and Iran poses challenges to Russia, though the Kremlin sees a few benefits to it. And in early June, the same intelligence noted that Russia had lost about 1 million military personnel killed and wounded since the beginning of the full-scale war. And I mean, I'm sure you all aren't surprised, but the Russian propaganda machine has gotten itself to a point of insanity. And with how many Russians actually having access to information outside their country, they're not as locked down as North Korea or anything. The general populace must hear all the stories. The families, oh, sorry, your son isn't dead. He's just missing, so we don't have to pay you out. And here's a sack of potatoes. Sorry you lost your child. And I mean, get vocal, people. I mean, I know it's dangerous too, but, maybe it's time to put it on the line and take control yourselves. Crazy deals, though, man. I mean, I can only imagine how many people in the Russian military are like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Don't blame them.
100%, right? They're just being treated like garbage, right? So, but yeah, so what's going on with North Korea and K-pop?
What's going on over there? Yeah. Well, 6 American missionaries have been detained by South Korean police after allegedly attempting to send hundreds of plastic bottles filled with rice, miniature Bibles, $1 bills, and USB sticks across to the North Korea. The group, aged in their 20s and to 50s, were apprehended around. It doesn't matter when it was. Which lies just across the water. They were just basically from North Korea. Anyway. According to police, the suspects were stopped before they could toss the bottles into the sea, part of the long-running practice by Christian defector groups aiming to send messages, aid, and media to the isolated states and spreading the word of the baby Jesus and the Lord. Wonderful. Yeah. Each bottle reportedly contained a mix of rice for sustenance, dollar bills for value, USB drives with unknown contents.
Elvis Presley music.
Virus. And Miniature Bibles. While USBs in previous campaigns included K-pop, South Korean dramas, and political content, investigators say they have yet to examine the files on these groups' drives. Yeah. Police confirmed the group is under investigation for potential violation of South Korea's disaster safety laws, which were used in past years to restrict such activities due to concerns that they could escalate tensions with North Korea. Yeah. Send them K-pop. That will escalate tension. Send them some Celine Dion. That will set them off.
maybe that's why North Korea was sending the dirty diapers back. They're like, we don't like K-pop.
Yeah, well, I was coming to that. The Americans reportedly do not speak Korean fluently, and further questioning is expected with interpreters. No personal details have been released under privacy regulations. Anyway, the U.S. Embassy in Seoul is not commenting publicly on the incident either. But between 2021 and 2023, South Korea imposed a temporary ban on bottle and balloon drops over North Korea, responded to earlier missions with military threats and angry denunciations accusing such activists of psychological warfare. And as Dick mentioned, they replied by just sending shit back.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of like explains that a little bit more now. If South Korea, well, it's not South Korea because they're not doing it.
Yeah.
If these people are just like dropping their crap into North Korea, it kind of like seems fair that North Korea does it back.
I thought about that too. It had to have come from the North Korea palace because they're the only ones that could actually afford diapers. So
or shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Because most North Koreans aren't, so starved they've got nothing to shit out.
Exactly.
So. Yeah. I wonder if North Korea has got sort of like a K-pop, government funded K-pop department or something.
They probably have an AI one now. Right,
government approved pop music.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all just Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. Isn't Kim Jong-un great? He's so fantastic. He's just got great hairstyle and he's brilliant and he's not fat.
Well, if you're still feeling like it, hit the like and subscribe buttons while you're here, and maybe we won't do that to you again.
Yes. And if you are a North Korean, tell us what you think about South Korean K-pop. Yeah, say what you tell us what you think. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be waiting a while for that comment. It just hit 41C outside. Jesus. Oh man.
Yeah, after we've done this tonight, I'm going to lie down. I'm going to stick on a movie I've got, The Day the Earth Caught Fire. I'm going to watch that. Good old 1950s classic.
If you want to watch something about like burning and stuff, you got to watch that old Towering Inferno.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I had that queued up for download recently, and I think I forgot or like restarted the computer before the show or something. But I think I'm going to do that.
It comes as a set. You got to get Earthquake, Towering Inferno, and a Poseidon Adventure as a triple bill.
Yeah,
the three big Irwin Allen movies.
Yeah. Grunching was just saying there. How's the AC? Oh, I did them in the day when I started them. Oh yeah, all sealed, silicone, the whole 9 yards. Oof. Yeah. Okay, let me get the next one all set up here. Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Let's see here.
Hang on. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got to give you your thingy. I'll just use this.
Okay. Oh God. Okay. Dear Lord. That's a lot of milkshakes. Here, let me just refill my water. One sec.
Oh. I tell you what, this heat, this ice cold cider is just going down such a treat.
Oh yeah, before we start the next clip here, real quick, we've got some videos on the main Shills channel that you can't find anymore. I unlisted some of the old stuff that was like flat Earth debunking, and we had a copyright claim thrown on one of those old videos from some flat Earth idiot today.
Hooray!
Yeah, and I watched the clip that he tried to claim, and we clearly pause and whatnot and debunk the person. So I put one of those, that's clear, fair use commentary, blah, blah, the whole 9 yards, bring it on and file because you'll lose. And,
Yeah. And by the way, the Earth's not flat.
Yeah. I even put in, we're clearly debunking this so-called, in quotes, flat Earth science, right? Yeah, because I know the guy, whoever put the claim on us, gets to read it, right? And the thing is there's no point in him doing this. It just makes him look stupid because he won't file with a lawyer. And unless he files legal paperwork, the claim goes away in 30 days. And he looks stupid for filing it. So why bother?
He's a flat earther.
Exactly.
He looks stupid from the start.
Yeah. Couldn't read an atlas. So, of course, he didn't read the rules on using the copyright claim system, right?
Oh, no, atlases are all right because they're all flat.
Yeah, but they show that Australia exists and that Antarctica isn't an ice wall. So, morons. Oh, God. What does it take to make a flat earther look stupid? Arthur, I got an answer for that. They open their mouths.
Yeah, up here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, they click go live. Okay. Let me get my little blurb here ready. Okay. Sure. Okay. I'm not even sure. I'm just going to wing it. Trump's looking to take more legal action against news sources and possibly force them to reveal their sources. Plus, the police busted a $100,000 bull semen scheme in rural Australia. What the hell? Hit subscribe and we'll dive into this mess. So Trump's considering going full nuclear on some journalists because they were the one that did the reveal of the leaked Iran report where Trump's mighty campaign that no other country could ever have pulled off wasn't actually very successful. He's really looking to use the power of the executive branch to force the journalists under penalty of like arrest and so on to comply and give up the names. There was an interview on Sunday with Fox News host Maria Don't Know the Trutho. Trump doubled down on his claim that the 21st June's airstrikes aimed at certain Iranian facilities successfully crippled Iran's nuclear program. He insisted the attacks destroyed key enrichment uranium stockpiles, despite the Iranian assertions that the material had been relocated before the strikes. The president has attacked both Democratic lawmakers and members of the media for sharing portions of this classified analysis. He then threatened legal consequences as well for those responsible. So during the interview here, Don't Know the Truth, though, referenced a post Trump had shared on social media. The Democrats, this is all in quotes, the Democrats are the ones who leaked the information on the perfect flight, in capital letters, to the nuclear sites in Iran. They should be prosecuted. Trump then reiterated on air, talking to her, that they should be prosecuted. So Don't Know the Truth, though, looks to Trump and says, who specifically? And his reply is, you can find out. if they wanted. They could easily find out. That's not like it. Okay. So Trump's targeting CNN and the New York Times for reporting on the strikes. He's even condemned the coverage as unpatriotic and even floated the possibility of legal action against them for the two. Yeah. The two outlets, along with several others, reported that preliminary findings from the U.S. Defense Intelligence Agency indicated that the strikes had only very limited success. Bombings delayed Iran's nuclear ambitions by several months, but stopped well short of destroying the program outright. There was a social media account belonging to the Iranian leader, Ayatollah What the Hello. He accused Trump of needing to exaggerate to cover up the truth and keep it secret.
Trump's never done that before.
Yeah. So here's another quote. Trump says, you go up and tell the reporter, national security, who gave you the information. You have to do that. And I suspect we'll be doing things like that soon. Now,
it's simple. You just say it's Pete Hegseth.
Yeah. Which it could have been. Who knows who's in the signal group this week, right? But now the Constitution pretty much protects journalists in these situations, but there are limits to that reporter privilege. It's colloquially, known as the, there's that whole thing in the. But anyway, the president has threatened New York Times a couple of times, I think now, and CNN. But a lawyer for Trump said the article damaged the president's reputation and demanded that the outlet retract and apologize for the piece. They call it false, defamatory, and unpatriotic.
How do you mean can you destroy Trump's reputation? Well, I mean, he does it himself. He doesn't need any help.
By saying that the military strike wasn't as successful as Trump said, you're not ruining his reputation. You're just calling him out on being a liar. Yeah, I don't see how that could be defamatory at all if proven true.
It's called reporting the facts.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're really closing in on that whole, like if he silences these journalists or gets the sources, what source is going to give information to a journalist? And if he goes after these news places and sues them and freaking wins, who's going to report against them? You're one step away from a state-run media situation at that time, which would probably be called Fox News.
Yeah, well, you just go to North Korea for the news in America now.
So let's see and Australia Bulls. What?
I haven't read this yet, so I'm a bit scared to find out. But yeah, so in Australia, a rural crime investigation in New South Wales has uncovered an utterly bizarre case of cattle theft, fraud, and $100,000 worth of bull semen. I don't know how much that is.
I'm thinking tankers.
Is it a tanker or is it a cup? Yeah. I don't know. A 34-year-old man from Grafton has been charged with 20 offences, including cattle theft, fraud, and obtaining financial advantage by deception after allegedly stealing more than 100 cattle from his own employer. According to police, the man has been instructed to sell 200 cattle for his boss, but instead of following orders, he allegedly sold 114 of the animals to himself, including 45 full-blood Wagyu cows, using a third-party contact and at a $100,000 discount.
Wow.
Go bargain burgers. Yeah, authorities say that the average cow in his herd is worth about $3,000 and that the sale was significantly under market value. And it's not just the animals that themselves were taken, because during a search of the suspect's property, investigators found a liquid nitrogen tank containing bull semen valued at $100,000. Did he collect it himself?
He's just out there pumping it.
Is he sucking them and spitting? I don't know. Police also recovered frozen embryos intended for Wagyu breeding, hinting that at what they described as a long-term genetic fraud for profit.
Wow.
Yeah, Detective Chief Inspector Cameron Whiteside of the New South Wales Rural Crime Prevention Team said that you're not just looking at the value of the cattle stolen, but the potential breeding future. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost revenue. But the trail doesn't end there, because a veterinary allegedly linked to the case is now facing animal cruelty charges after two of the suspects' bulls died. Police, they allege the vet falsified documents.
Overpumped?
Overblown. Yeah, the police allege that the vet falsified documents claiming that he had treated the cattle when in fact he hadn't. He's now charged with aggravated animal cruelty and failing to provide treatment. So
holy shit, man.
Yeah, the ongoing operation dubbed Strike Force Newbury. It should have been come watch or something. It's been running for over a year now as the police worked and tracked and recovered the livestock. And authorities are urging farmers and buyers to be wary of irregular cattle sales and report any signs of livestock theft, especially Wago beef. Yeah, so we're expecting you to report in the chat, or in the comments.
I can just imagine some Australian farmer gets in the helicopter, gets up, and he goes, "Okay, 100,000 cattle. 1, 2, 3." I mean, how would you do it?
Same way as you count the sperm, I guess. Stop wriggling.
Oh man. So stealing sperm is bad. Okay, you shouldn't steal sperm. That's so.
You should just catch it on your back like everybody else does.
What do you think they invented the tramp stamp? Hit subscribe, hit share, hit like, and try to keep your lunch in.
and if you're a filthy bastard, leave a filthy comment in the comment section. I'm not even going to make a suggestion what it's going to be filthy about, but I think you can imagine.
Start with, "I'm a recovering sperm thief." Yeah.
Wrong on so many levels.
I was a sperm collector, but now I suffer from digestive issues. Oh God. Okay, let me get those cleared. Here we go. Oh yeah. Okay.
What am I going to give you for this one?
All right. David Kendall in the chat. How do you tell the difference between cow poo and bull poo? Hey, you throw it in the air. If it lands on the ground, it's cow fat. But if it stays in the air, it's bullshit. That's a good one. All right. Oh, man. Oh, it stopped. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it stopped. It's back to 40 C. It hit 41 there for a minute, but it's back to 40.
Was that the outside temperature?
Yeah. In here, it's like 25.
Still 28 in here.
I could get it lower, but I mean, 25 is comfortable. I don't see why I should spend to go colder,
Yeah. You're not a fucking snowman.
Yeah, I don't need to be chilly,
Just cool.
My neighbor does that. You walk in and it's like 18 degrees Celsius. I'm like, oh my God. This cost you like $300 a month to do this,
I can't stand that.
Yeah.
I used to work with a guy who just like turned the air conditioning down to the coldest setting. He just walk in and it's just like, fucking hell. Are we storing beef in this room or what?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, I think we're ready here. Okay, yeah. Coming up, we got Kristi Noem busted for funneling nonprofit money for her own personal use. And paranormal activity once again in the British woodlands. So hit subscribe and we'll dive right in. Yes, Kristi Noem in 2023, while governor of South Dakota, supplemented her own income by secretly accepting a cut of the money she raised for a nonprofit. What does that nonprofit do? Well, it's to promote her political career. This is all in the tax records. It's true fact. In what experts are describing as a highly unusual arrangement, the nonprofit routed funds to a personal company of Noem's that had recently been established in Delaware. The payment was $80,000 that year, a significant boost to her $130,000 at the time government salary. Since the nonprofit is a so-called dark money group, one that's not required to disclose the names of its donors, the original source of the money is completely unknown. Noem then failed to disclose the $80,000 payment to the public after Trump selected her to be the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, you know, the ones that are kicking people out for being brown. She had to release a detailed accounting of her assets and sources of income. She didn't include the income from the dark money group on this disclosure, which experts called a likely violation of federal ethics requirements. Experts said it's troubling that Noem was personally taking money that came from political donors. In a filing, the group, a nonprofit called America Resolve Policy Fund, they described the $80,000 payment as payment for fundraising. The organization said Noem had brought in hundreds of thousands of dollars. So you got a nonprofit that is set up to support her campaign or her political life. And then she does some fundraising for it and gets paid 80 grand cut. Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. You know, there's nothing remarkable about a politician raising money for nonprofits and other groups that promote their campaigns and agendas. That does happen. But it's very unusual, every expert asked, said, for a politician to keep some of that same money for themselves.
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, I mean, is it even bloody legal?
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. America Resolve, her BS nonprofit, raised $1.1 million in 2023, according to the tax filing. The group reported that it had how many employees? Do you think 50, 100? Sorry, you're wrong. 0. Not one employee. What it did with the money? Nobody really knows. They spent $220,000 of the war chest in a thing that was a advertisement on Facebook, fighting back against somebody in her area who was going at her saying she was using her politically given credit cards for personal usage.
And she was.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you also look into it, the rest of them, there was $220,000 that was spent on a travel expense for who, for what? Nobody knows. And then there was another $84,000 travel budget. The rest of the money, who knows? It just simply exists. There's 0 employees to this company. And it's so dodgy, it's not funny. I wouldn't hesitate to guess that this whole thing was set up just so that she could have more money.
Yeah.
You know, she's nowhere near as wealthy as the rest of the Trump cabinet. And here she is schlepping change off the side in a backdoor deal. She's, of course, more dirty than we know already. Of course.
Oh, she's had more backdoor deals than anybody else. And it's probably all full of bull semen. Here you go, Christy. Here's a donation for you. Splat.
So before we switch to Dunk's story, I just want to put her on the honesty meter.
Yeah, it should just come up and say bitch.
So what's with the photos here? What's the story here?
Yeah, well, we got a Philip Kinsella, 56, a researcher and author, was exploring the Danesdyke area near Bridlington with his twin brother Ronald when the spine-chilling photo was taken. Oh, the eerie image shows what appears to be an 8-foot tall, shadowy figure emerging from a ridge with a strange glow around its head.
I was just going to say, why is he either blonde or backlit? What's going on here?
Hey, look, I'll do the investigations around here. Philip, who was using his phone, insists there was no one else around, even when he took the snap, especially the one standing in front of him. He said there was nothing there at all when I took it. That's what shocked me. People expect a werewolf to look like something from the movies, snarling and furry, but sometimes they appear more human-like. Like it's wearing an anorak with a furry collar. Okay.
That's more human-like. I'm more beaver-like because it's Canada Day, okay?
Yeah. Where am I? He said he was on the outing with a fellow researcher, Paul Sinclair, who had taken him to that site due to historic reports of werewolf sightings in the area. And okay, so these are two paranormal investigators out for a walk in the country. And what do they find? Oh, it's someone in the distance wearing a coat with a fur-lined hood. Brilliant. Who is probably also out on the walk in this country walk where people take walks in the country.
He's probably saying to people, I saw 2 aliens, you know.
I don't know how you can say it's like 8 foot tall. You can't see its legs.
Yeah. I know. I don't get it.
Paul told us about legends and recent sightings. Later, I was scrolling through my pictures when this image just stood out. I blew it up and immediately rang him. Some skeptics suggested it could be a man in a jacket with white mittens. But Philip wasn't having anywhere. I was like, you're joking, right? The figure's huge, about 8.5 with pointy teeth. You can see by the tree it's standing there. It's got to be some kind of angular face, but it's totally covered. So, okay, so there's a face that's totally covered.
It's an old joke. You say to somebody, ever kiss a rabbit between the ears, and then you pull the pockets of your jeans out.
Yes. He says, my brother Ronald and I are very grounded in our research.
Oh, of course.
But I went cold when I saw it. What on earth is that? He continued, it was a strange area, hard to explain. There's just something weird about it. And I had a strange feeling. I wouldn't like to hang around there at night. Well, you probably have. It's probably a fucking dog inside.
Yeah. He usually puts a sign around that says, I'm cheaper.
It's condoms hanging from the trees. It says, once touched by this, now I'll wait for this. This sentence is going to blow your mind. Once touched by the singularity, it sticks to you. Maybe your energy tunes in. I didn't expect to see anything. I had no agenda, but something happened. Woo!
He just broke physics and
singularity is sticking to you. What are you talking about, mate? Your energy tuning in. It's like a fucking radio station.
Yeah. Guy's just a ham operator with a brand name Singularity, I think, you know.
Now Philip says he isn't trying to convince the skeptics. He's just reporting what he saw. A person in a coat with a furry hood. I know people think I'm bonkers, but I don't care. I deal with people who have open minds. This figure manifested like a ghost, but with physical presence. So not like a ghost. Make your mind up. I don't know what it was, but I know it's weird. He says, we're not saying it's a werewolf. We're saying something is there.
The only thing weird is the fact that somebody is ballsy enough to come out in public and say something this stupid?
I know. Yes, something is there. Other people in the country taking walks in the country in coats because it's cold.
Yeah, that's Jeremy Clarkson looking for his cows. They just broke the fence again.
What a fucking idiot. But there you go.
Yeah.
There's the news from the werewolf desk.
And if you don't want the werewolves coming after you, you got to hit the subscribe button because we have the charm to keep them away.
And if you are a werewolf, leave a comment in the comment section.
You sound like Michael J. Fox.
How fucking stupid is that? I mean, to have the balls to actually take that to the press.
Yeah.
It's like there's someone out for a walk.
Yeah. The girl at the front desk of the press office, like wherever he went to, she instantly just dialed the certain number on her phone and said, Kevin, got another one for you.
Yeah. You know that space on the web page we can never fill. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's one for you.
Oh, it's funny, man.
Yeah. Thanks, PJ.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, PJ's number 3 now. Look at that. That weird thing. What do you guys in the live chat think? Is this weird crown experience points thing stupid, or do you guys like it, or what do you think? I think it's weird.
And why is he only number 3?
Yeah. Well, they only do the top 3, although I have a thing I can open and it says Carpathian's 1, I'm number 2 somehow, PJ's number 3, and then but Mexi Girl has the same amount of points as PJ, but he's winning. Andrew Knight has the same amount, but he doesn't. It makes no sense to anyone. Why are they putting gamified theory weird crap in the live chat? Yeah. Yeah, like nobody understands how the ranking works. It doesn't even make sense. YouTube's just trying to be Twitch. But yeah, is there any news yet on the big beautiful bill? Should we look that up quick before we bill?
You can if you want.
Yeah, let me just check here. U.S. Senate passes Trump's big tax breaks and spending cuts. Vance breaks the 50-50 tie.
Jesus Christ, America, what are you playing at?
But is this fully done now, or doesn't it have to now go to Congress? Like this is to be done by Congress as well?
I think
is this like passed now?
Yeah, no, that was Congress yesterday, wasn't it?
Is that how it works? Congress was yesterday, so now it's today and it's done? It's got to go back to the House, Mexi Girl says. Okay, I knew there was another step to it. I didn't think it was 100%. Oh, the House has to approve now. Okay. I'm not any House of Representatives, they call it. So it's like it's the one where it's not Barbie and Ken's house, it's the one on the other side of the room. I think they're all still Andy's toys, though. Okay. Yeah, I don't truly understand American politics 100%. I just know that it's all a bunch of bullshit right now.
Yeah, well, neither does Trump understand it either. He gets by.
Well, he understands enough of it to make sure he doesn't follow it and goes around it. Yeah. Sent to the Senate. Senate added amendments. Now it goes back to the House. Okay. So I still have to watch this evening. It's Canada Day, and I'm still paying attention to American fucking politics. What the fuck is going on, man? Seriously,
What do you normally do on Canada Day then?
Just drink beer and, eat hot dogs or pizza or something,
Normal day then.
Yeah, but it's really hot out. Oh, it's back to 41. And my son's kind of having I just want to watch movies day, and I wasn't feeling up to doing a lot. So we're just sticking home. We're going to order in tonight, might get a couple of beers after, but I'm not really, I've very much fibromyalgia the last few days, and hangovers make it worse. I don't need one.
So just drink in the morning.
Yeah, drink it away and tell me you're not sober. But yeah, any Canadians in the chat there? I know Ian is. Anybody do anything today? I mean, for me, it's 4:30, so it's already 7:30 Eastern. I know a lot of people are feeling very much more patriotic lately in Canada than we had been in a little while, thanks to all this crap with Trump and everything.
51st state.
Yeah. And the tariff fights, like that digital services tax. Canada paused it because Trump went ballistic, but it's only fair. As a Canadian, Google taxes me on the AdSense payouts because when you're a YouTuber, YouTube puts your money into Google AdSense, and that's where you get paid out. And I get taxed. I'm not American. So why the hell shouldn't we tax all the transactions and stuff that are in here in Canada? It's only fair. So, I think it's just ridiculous. Trump's just such a bullshitter, such a liar. He's going on again about the Canadian dairy tariffs. Liar, liar, liar. Yes, they are 400% or something ridiculous, but they only kick in when you Americans import X amount. You got to import shitloads of dairy before the tariff goes on. And the fact of the matter is, the tariffs had never been charged because America doesn't import that much dairy to Canada. And go figure, Canada, known the world over for farming, doesn't need that much dairy imports, I mean, we would love cheeses and stuff from all over the world. Please, I love really good cheese, but I don't want Kraft slices and Velveeta. Fuck that,
No, you can slip them under the fence from the border.
Yeah, I mean, that Cheese Whiz stuff in a jar, I'd rather just literally use silicone caulking out of a gun on my toast. Stuff is revolting.
Or stolen bull sperm.
Tried it once. Pretty expensive, even when stolen.
Just whip it up.
BC is not a great pasture land. Well, that's true, but even local to me in this little valley I'm in, we've got some dairy places. But I mean, half of the dairy I buy is BC this, BC that, and so on. So there's just so much. We don't need it. But anyway, enough rambling about that. It's 4:38. I've got to kick back into family time and whatnot because I really don't want to leave Felix just watching movies all day.
Okay.
Yeah, but thanks for joining us, everybody. Good turnout today. Great. And make sure you head over to the other channel at The 42 Show on YouTube. Just do at The 42 Show and you'll find it. And that's where we take the little clips with the little title card. It gets caught in a loop if you change scenes too quickly. But that's why we do those little beginning and ending cards, right? Because it's going to be clipped and uploaded. We don't edit it. We just clip it. So, yeah, that was weird. But, yeah, see, if I go right now to the end or the title and then go back to the main set, no explosion. But if I go to that end screen and then try to quick switch to another scene really quick in my production software, it gets confused and it just keeps doing that damn explosion transition. It's weird. But anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody.
I don't think people needed to know that. But
yeah, no, I know. Big thanks to the team. We got Annette, PJ CNET, Shayna Caldwell, AI Alchemist there, Carpasian. He does all the AI images you see me bringing up and all that and whatnot. So get in touch if you need that kind of help because, well, you can see he knows what he's doing. And we got Mexi Girl and Super Chat Matt, who's got a birthday in 35, 40, 78 days. Yeah,
within this month. Yeah.
Take it easy, everybody. See you soon.
Night, shitty buggers.
Oh, and happy Canada Day, everybody.
Happy Canada. Happy Canada.
Yeah, this is the day we celebrate conquering a nation of people and calling it our own.
Yeah, elbows up.
Yeah. Fuck, history's a mess.